Ladies and gentlemen, well. This is probably not so shocking. This is probably something most of us saw coming. This is probably something most of us felt that was happening in the background. This one is for all those positive merchants out there that are so coward to talk about the realistic situations here at Chelsea Football Club. This one's for you. All the positive merchants. Oh, Miz, you're so negative. You're so negative. Shut your mouth and know your role. You guys are unable to talk the real stuff. And now here we are seeing what we are seeing in social media, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't caught the latest news, breaking, and this is not a surprise for me, might be a surprise for some of you guys. Major breaking, Chelsea FC's main shareholders are exploring their ownership of the English Premier League football club after little more than 2 years in charge, amid a deterioration in relations. People familiar with the matter said. This is coming from business. What is this? Where is the source? So that people, Bloomberg, wow. Yeah, they're not known to be just publishing nonsense. 9.5 million followers. Is this a surprise? No, it's clear to see that how things were run initially when Chelsea were bought over by Todd Bowley and Clear Lake Capital and all the other investors. It was driven by Todd Bowley. And then straight after the first season, there was a switch. Igbali came in, and since then we've seen the drastic change in direction, going from experienced players to straight up babies now, young kids, and plethora of changes left, right, and center. Everyone that we knew in the club has disappeared. Whether it's Marina, Peter Cech, Bruce Buck, all the people in the medical staff room, academy shakeup, Neil Buff, and many more. Now we know why this is happening, and we've all said it. There's no reason to just drastically change everything like that. Take your time. Staggered changes. Build a foundation. When you've just come in, whole heap of players left. Whole heap of experienced players disappeared from the football club, and influx the team with kids. And even then, we've brought in kids and we've been chopping and changing kids as well. This is not a surprise. Look, a consortium, ladies and gentlemen, can be a problem. Sure, we wanted this ownership, but at the same time, we highlighted the fact that consortium can be a problem when there's, too many cooks in the kitchen. Clear Lake Capital hold well over 60% of the shares, so they may call all the shots. I believe Todd Bowley has about, less than 20%. I don't think he has even 20%. Correct me if I'm wrong. And there's a whole heap of other investors as well. Hans York, Wiss, this, that, the other. I think Todd Bowley, ladies and gentlemen, he was the one who wanted to keep Thomas Tuchel. He was trying to fix things between Thomas Tuchel and Igbali. Igbali is money hungry. He don't care too much about the success, I believe. I think he's more focused on how can Chelsea become more money driven, a money-making machine. Thomas Tuchel, it all started from Thomas Tuchel sacking him prematurely. I get it. If the results continued in that manner, in that vein, probably he would have sacked himself. But you'd have at least backed Thomas Tuchel to do the job, considering he got his players through via Todd Bowley in the likes of Aubameyang, Koulibaly, this, that, the other, Raheem Sterling. It was stated back then, Thomas Tuchel, there was issues with him and Igbali, and Todd Bowley was the one that was trying to fix everything. It was also mentioned before Poch got sacked that he had dinner 2 to 3 days before he got sacked, and he was under the impression everything was fine. He had the dinner with Todd Bowley, and then he got sacked. Now, I'm not saying whether that was a right sacking or wrong sacking. I know a lot of you guys probably wanted Poch gone. I wanted Poch gone throughout the season. However, by the end of the season, I felt the players are connecting. There seems to be a level of chemistry between them. Maybe just see it out. And you can see all the players that Todd Bowley bought during his time frame, they've all vanished now. They've all disappeared, bar maybe one or two. This is a huge problem. This is a huge problem. Let's continue and see exactly what is going on. Todd Bowley is believed to be considering selling his shares just over 2 years after he was public face of the consortium which bought the club. And that's the other thing. Poor Todd Bowley, been the public face, and everyone mocks him on social media, on media, wherever. All the pundits, they keep saying this Todd Bowley's Chelsea. In fact, it's Iqbali's Chelsea. Iqbal is the one who's been driving everything for the past 12 months. Clearlake Capital are open to buying out Bowley, but they will not sell their own shares in Chelsea. Well, there you go. They own 60% plus. I don't expect them to sell their shares. It's going to be a hostile takeover. Bowley is there, but you can clearly see for the past 12 months, I don't think he's made a single decision. Yeah, he has to sign off, no problems, but he's forced to sign off. He's not the major shareholder. And now Clearlake Capital probably feels that, okay, I've cleared out everyone. Now let's just become the majority shareholder, which they can. And Clearlake Capital, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys, just to remind you, they're an investment company. They don't come from a sporting background. Todd Bowley, however, has a sporting background. He's led successful teams in USA, whether it's basketball or baseball. He's got experience in doing that. Clearlake Capital, not so much. Clearlake Capital, I'm not interested in selling shares. Clearlake would be interested in buying any of Bowley's, Walters, or Wiss's shares in the future. There you go. Furthermore, Chelsea backers Clearlake and Todd Bowley weigh up ownership options. Relationship between Baghdad, Iqbali, and Bowley have soured. This is the most important part. Sources say deferring opinions on Chelsea's recruitment policy, the team's underperformance, and the failure to make progress on building a new stadium have all contributed to the rift between Baghdad Iqbali and Todd Bowley. There you go. This is the crux of the matter. Recruitment policy. Bowley was buying far more established, experienced players. And Iqbali is all he's doing is just plethora of talented future players. There's got to be a mix. I'm not saying one or the other. There's got to be a balance. There's got to be a mix. I'm pretty sure Todd Bowley, there was a moment where there was conversation that in terms of the sporting director, he wanted Emanalo to be back at Chelsea Football Club. But instead, who do we get? Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley. I'm pretty sure these are Iqbali's people. And it makes sense because 12 months ago, all of this started to transpire. And the recruitment policy changed. More data-driven. We're getting more scouts to focus on data analytics. We're not into let's try and buy some established players to help the team out right now. Very important to do that. When you have all of these kids, you're going to get inconsistency. And on top of that, when you get kids and you're selling kids, you're not going to get stability. Very difficult. Very difficult to compete. And it's shown. It's showing the inconsistencies, and it's very difficult to bring this up to a level without some level of experienced players in the team. Very difficult. Not many big clubs out there are able to compete at the highest level with young players, inexperienced players at the highest level. The team's underperformance. This is true. Over the last 2 seasons since the ownership took over, what have we achieved? What are we achieving now? I know it's early days. We're all going to stay patient. No problems. Maresca would believe. But how is the playing unit going to feel when they see all of these news? Do you not think that the playing squad, the managers, they see all of these things? Of course they do. Of course they know. We knew as a fan base that there's something wrong between the ownership. Todd Bowley used to think one way. Iqbali is thinking another way. We see it. It's clear as daylight. How are the players meant to feel about this with all this uncertainty and ambiguity? We as fans get told, oh, you guys are negative. You guys can never say anything good about Chelsea. How can we when the owners themselves don't seem to trust each other? Can't seem to work with each other. Next one, and the failure to make progress on building the new stadium. If you guys remember, I'm pretty sure Todd Bowley is the one that wants to redevelop Stamford Bridge, and I think Iqbal is the one that wants to leave Stamford Bridge and go somewhere else. So there's a clash there. 2 seasons, we're into the 3rd season of the new ownership, and we've not gone anywhere substantial in regards to stadium redevelopment. Fronter shirt sponsorship. What's going on there? A club like Chelsea should not be in such a dire mess. It really should not. Ben Jacobs, understand Clearlake Capital do not wish to sell any of their Chelsea shares. They would only consider increasing their stake should another minority investor such as Todd Bowley wish to sell. Nothing imminent at this stage, although Clearlake would explore if other shareholders wish to discuss. The relationship between Iqbali and Bowley remains professional. Of course, it's going to stay professional. Of course, it's going to stay professional. They're not going to fight in front of media, but you can see it crystal clear that there's been a massive change in direction. Now, no problems. You've changed the direction. But what is the vision to ensure that the change of direction that Iqbali has taken, which is clearly under 25, potentials, young manager as well. Don't forget, young manager, a manager that does not have the experience at the highest level as well. A manager that is on the growth stage as well, coupled with a squad that's on the growth stage as well. How can you expect miracles to happen straight away? How can we expect that? Did it need to be like this, ladies and gentlemen? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. Did we need to get rid of all the players at once? Did we need to shake up Chelsea upside down at once? Every individual that was involved, all the staff members, they've all parted ways with Chelsea Football Club. Didn't need to happen so quickly, so drastically. What is the ambition of Chelsea Football Club now? To win transfer markets, to make money, to simply balance the books. The underlying, profitability. Have we built a squad to compete and win stuff? Have we done that? We still don't have a world-class goalkeeper, yet we have 6 or 7 goalkeepers. Yeah, some have gone on loan, no problems. We've got plethora of defenders, but do we have one elite level defender? No. We brought in Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez and Romeo Lavia, and we don't know how to play all of them. We don't know the proper balance. We brought all of these midfielders, and then we still get Keenan Dewsbury Hall when we have Chukwuemeka. We let go of Andre Santos and Ugochukwu on loan when we probably need both of them in the club. Who decides all of this stuff? Up front, we've failed to get that striker. We brought plethora of players that probably are similar in profile. What's going on here? Who's calling the shots? Are they accountable? Can we ask them, what is the remit? What is Chelsea's objective? Ladies and gentlemen, look, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that this broken relationship has occurred. This was coming. A lot of us knew that there has been a drastic change in direction between Iqbali and Todd Bowley. And it's sad because I fully think had it been Todd Bowley that was running the show, I think Chelsea would have been far equipped to compete at the highest level, because this brother, he was trying to get some established players in the football club, whereas Iqbali, he wants nothing to do with established players. And I think Todd Bowley, he really does have Chelsea in his heart. I do think he's got the right sort of feel towards the football club and the fan base. Whereas Iqbali, I don't think he gives 2 cents about the fans, and I don't think he's really there to win stuff. Yeah, ultimately he wants to, but he wants to win it his own method, which is buying future talents, and it's not that easily done. I don't think there's any club out there that has just gone out there and competed at the highest level simply buying kids. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. It's a mess. It's a mess, and all of these things ultimately affect the football club. It really does. It affects the players, it affects the manager, it affects the fan base, and they want us to stay positive. So to all those people, the final message is try and be real. Try and see what's going on and actually say it out as it is. Smash up the like button, guys. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, take care. See ya.